looking forward to this Notre Dame game forever. But I'm wondering how players who are younger and maybe aren't as aware of the great tradition of Notre Dame, was it as special for you guys as it was for a lot of the fans?
It truly was. Me growing up watching college football the way I did, and I know a lot of my teammates do as well. Notre Dame is one of those story programs, so being able to go in there and get a big win on the road, was great for us, and it meant a lot to us.
How do you put that behind you now, being such a big win and moving on to your rival?
It's a part of the game. There's always another week. There's always another team to prepare for, and we know that week and this week is Kentucky. We have to go in, get a good game plan going and go out there and execute it.
How quickly when you arrive on campus do you realize how big this rivalry is for the fans, for the other students?
Pretty quick. Once everybody finds out you play football, the first thing they usually say is, beat UK. So, going into the week, we know it's just another game. We have to worry about us. Great mindset, great game plan, and let the rest take care of itself. It's another game, and we're looking forward to it.
You've been a part of a couple teams that have gone on to some big bowl games. Do you feel like you're still chasing a big bowl game out there for you guys?
Yes, we know what we have to play for. We know what's in front of us, and that's what we're more focused on. Like I said, it's just another game this week, another stepping stone for us to get better, and we're looking forward to it.
Did you foresee this kind of year coming for you? I mean, you lead the team in sacks, you've got a couple interceptions, big plays every week. What did you do to prepare for the season? Better than that? Is this a surprise to you at all?
The last 2 years, just learning from the veteran guys, Marcus Smith, Brandon Dunn, Roy Filon, even Lorenzo Malden, who's still playing with us. Just learning from those guys, learning little things here and there, waiting on my chance to go out there, be a full-time contributor. And, it's happened for me, and I'm happy, and I just got to keep it going for us to, to keep winning as a defense.
Have you seen enough film and know anything? What do you know about Kentucky and
we haven't watched film on them yet, but just from watching, the little bit I have, from them on TV, they're a good offense, they're a good defense. They got a good team. It's gonna be a hard-fought game. It's a rivalry. They're gonna bring their best shot. We got to bring our best shot. It'll be fun to go out there and play on Saturday.
Would you watch the Mississippi State game?
I didn't get a chance to watch that game.
When have you seen them play?
I watched the Georgia game, and I actually did watch a little bit of the Tennessee game.
You guys gave up a couple big plays the other day, but overall performance, how would you grade the defense? And when you came up, you guys made a big play in the end and the sack.
Overall grade, I say C+, maybe B-. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't what we wanted. Our goal every week is to go in there and shut everybody out. We gave up a few plays here and there. We came out with the victory, came up with big plays when we needed it, but we can always improve and get better on the defensive side of the ball.
How much attention do you pay to bowl projections, and where would you like to?
We don't pay too much attention to that. We know the biggest thing is, what we control. We go out there, we control our effort. We go out there, we can control, our ability to win this game, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna let the bowl projections and all that take care of itself.
Is there any place you want to go?
Not in particular. I just, want to go out there and play football.
How big was D'Angelo's play? And that could have been a game that might have won the game for you right there.
It was a big play. D'Angelo, it's probably the guy I'm closest with on the team. So, we're always talking. We're always, we got to make this play. We got to make that play. We're always competing. So I know, when he saw me make those couple plays, early on in the game, I knew he was itching to make one himself, and he came up clutch for us when we really needed it. And, like you said, that was pretty much, shaped the game for us.
As a player, which goes through your guys' minds when you see 15,000 fans, following you guys on the road like that?
It's a great thing for us. We love that support. We love, hearing, Card Nation up there in the stands cheering for us when we, make a play. So it's a real good thing for us, knowing our fans will support us wherever we are.